Alright, welcome to my third iPhone review video. We're going to start out with a very simple one, clock. Everybody's familiar with clock. There's Philadelphia's clock. It's 2:45 here right now. And if I wanted to add a new clock, click the plus sign up here, just like any other application on the iPhone. And again, let's use Cupertino. Well, I can't type on these videos. And as you can see, it automatically completes again. Click it, it adds it, and if I want to edit it, I can even move it up, move it down, delete it. But let's go back here to see what time it is. 11:45 a.m. And the clock includes many other features too, which is really cool. And it includes an alarm. So if I set an alarm for 1:55 p.m., that was just to play around, just to test before I turn it back on. Just by clicking that, it's really nice. I can add a new alarm. I can choose it to repeat, play a sound, snooze on or off, and I can name it anything I want, which is really neat. So if I have separate alarms for like sleeping or whatever, it's really cool. Save it, but I'm going to cancel out. Now go back to here on the stopwatch. This is really neat for people who jog or whatever you're just doing. See how fast your PowerPC Mac boots versus your Intel Mac. Only geeks would do that, I know. I would do it. I'm not ashamed. Anyway, start. It starts it. You can stop it. If I click it right, there you go. Start. Stop, Now reset. Start. Now you can also do laps, and as you can see, it's very fast. Look at all the laps it just took. It's very, very quick. If I could stop, reset it, it's really neat. And of course, timer. Say you're like cooking something downstairs and you have to be back downstairs in 30 minutes. You just flick this up, which is really neat interface, by the way. Kudos to Apple. Seriously, they just do everything right. So when the timer ends, you can have it play a sound like alarm. As you can see, it's very obnoxious, but it gets the job done. Or if you want to do a timer for like hours, you just flick it, and that's a really long timer. And you can go up to 23 hours, and I just flipped over 59. It's basically a whole day, so it's a really cool feature, and I could definitely see myself using it. So when you click start, it'll start counting down, and that's a very long time, so I'm not going to sit here and make you watch that. And plus, I would die. And I can even edit it from in here. So if I want to do a different sound, say sci-fi, this is pretty cool. Cancel out, cancel that, and that's basically your clock. Next up is a very simple widget, / application, whatever you want to call it. Calculator. Nothing special here, this is just your normal calculator. As you can see, it responds very quickly. I can do fast calculations, never crashes. I'm just clicking random things here, and it's still going. It's a very freaking large number, so that's basically your calculator. And the third application for this video is that was just my email notification. It's a very disappointing one to many people, including myself, called Notes. Basically, you can add a new note. You just type whatever, blah 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 blah. Done, and it saves it. And now I can even email my note by clicking the email button down here. There's a cool little animation where it goes up. I can add myself or add a custom contact, and yeah, I can throw it away. Delete note, cool animation, right? There we go. Now here's a note I added a little while back. Let me go back. My MeWe video made it on TV. Yes, as you saw, my MeWe video made it on the E3 press conference for Nintendo. Very cool. Thank you for everybody for the heads up. So if I wanted to email this to, like, say, Alfred A. DeBlasi on YouTube, I could say, add his contact, but I'm not going to show all his contact information. I'm sure he wouldn't like that very much. And yeah, I can just send it away in an email. Now, there is no way to sync your notes yet with your Mac, which really sucks, but macOS 10 10.5 Leopard, which is due out in October, supposedly supports notes in Apple's Mail application, so you gotta wait until October to really sync your notes and your to-dos and everything. And there are no to-dos on here either, so, I guess iCal counts as to-dos, but I have to admit, Apple's a bit lazy on their notes application, so I'm sure that'll be fixed in an update, though. And for the fourth and final application, it's not really an application, I guess, but Basically, your system preferences on your Mac, it's just settings on your iPhone. So it's no different than any settings on any other phone. But Apple does a really nice job organizing everything into categories. Airplane mode, that's pretty obvious. You just touch it, turn it on. And you can also slide it, which is really cool. Wi-Fi. Now, you can search your network for open Wi-Fi hotspots. It's searching. It's not always the quickest at searching for some reason, but I don't know. It's searching. There's Buster, that's our network. And if I click the blue arrow, it shows the IP address, subnet mask, the router's address, everything like that. Usage, 1 hour, 9 minutes. And I've sent 1.7 megabytes over the edge network data and received 9.9 megabytes. And I could reset my statistics, but I'm not going to do that because I'm a big person on stats. I love stats. And sounds, you can browse all the ringtones you have. For silent, you can turn vibrate on, and it just vibrated. For ring, you can turn vibrate on, so it vibrates and rings. Which is really cool. You can change your volume down here. And that's marimba. I'm sure you recognize it. Alarm, ascending, bark, bell tower. Okay, the ringtones that Apple includes aren't really that great. They're just sound effects. They're just sound effects from, you know, iMovie and stuff like that, and GarageBand. But some of them are cool. Like for when my mom calls, I have a duck. Whoops, duck. Which is really neat. It's funny too. And here's boing. But for now, I like marimba. There we go, turn it up. It's a really nice ringtone, I like it. It's very subtle. So new voicemail, new text message, new mail, sent mail, calendar alerts. I can turn them all off if I wanted to. As you can see, the touchscreen is very responsive. I love it. Now I just played all the ringtones, which is really cool. And lock sounds. I have that off. And keyboard clicks gets annoying if you're typing, so I have that off. Down the brightness, pretty self-explanatory. Turn the brightness down. As you can see, it can get pretty freaking dark, and it shows the smudges easier too. But if you turn it all the way up, it's a very bright display, by the way. Auto brightness, the ambient sensor's up here. Wallpaper, this is really neat. Just like in your Mac OS X interface, all your photo libraries are automatically listed, which is really neat. So if I wanted to add a picture from Seaside Heights 2004 album, there's my sister Kristen. I scale it, set wallpaper, just like I showed you in my Photos application, and it's done. So then, and I can also look at my camera roll that I took with my iPhone. But I showed you, oh wait. So I just click it, and you can't browse through them like that. You just gotta keep going back. I just wish they changed that, but it is what it is. But it's really cool, very easy to use. Kudos to Apple as usual. Scrolling down, literally. General, your about, date and time, auto lock, passcode lock, network, Bluetooth, keyboard, and reset. I don't know why Bluetooth on. I'm not using Bluetooth right now, so let me turn that off so I don't drain battery. So yeah, you can also reset, but I don't want to do that. That would be bad. Your mail, you can set up your mail applications here, and it's very easy. My Comcast and Gmail accounts automatically synced from my Mac, so I didn't have to add my like SMTP outgoing and my incoming server address and all that. It was all automatic, and I really liked it. The minimum auto check is only 15 minutes. I wish it could check like every minute, but I guess that would drain battery life faster. I don't know. But it also checks every time you go into the mail application, so that's cool. Show 50 recent messages. You can show as much as 200 recent messages, which is insane, but I do 50. Preview, you can preview your mail by like 5 lines if I wanted to, but 1 line's plenty for me. Just gotta see the subject and I'm fine. Minimum font size, small, medium, large, extra large, or giant. That's funny how they put giant in there. Just find that amusing. And show TCs show, if I can talk. Show to/CC label, turn that on, ask before deleting on. Turn that off though, it makes it quicker. Signature, I have this message is brought to you by David's iPhone. You can type your own in there, as you can see. Default account I have set to Gmail, since I use that one most. And back to the main screen of settings, phone settings, International Assist, which says here International Assist automatically adds the correct prefix to U.S. numbers when dialing from abroad. So if I was like in Japan or whatever, this would be useful. But I don't go to Japan. I wish I could. Anyway, change voicemail password. SIM pin, AT&T services. I could click this, and I could view my minutes. I can even pay my bill from here. It's really cool. It's really neat. Safari. Search engine is Google. You can also do Yahoo. Since Yahoo has widgets on here, I'm sure Yahoo is a big part playing in the iPhone right now. JavaScript is on, plugins are on, block pop-ups is on, obviously, and accepts cookies from visited sites only. Clear history, clear cookies, clear cache. Sorry, I'm looking at my wrong screen here. It's very self-explanatory. iPod, sound check is on, audio book speed. I don't listen to audiobooks, but I may actually start sometime soon. The EQ is off, because I don't really know which one to put it on right now. Maybe rock later. And like the iPod, it has a volume limit because of all the lawsuits. So yeah. And finally, your photo settings. This is where your slideshow settings are. Play each slide for 3 seconds. Transition. This iPhone has good graphics capabilities behind it, so you can actually do cube, which is really neat. Dissolve, ripple, wipe across, wipe down. So I like Dissolve because it's simple, and I use Dissolve in my movies, as you can see. And if I want to repeat the photos, repeat, shuffle, yeah, self-explanatory. And that is the iPhone settings pane.